Hello, everybody. Welcome to lesson 8 of the full Python beginner course. Today, we're going to be solving some problems. These are going to be not easy problems, but these are going to be medium problems. Now, we're going to be using files today, like txt files, not inputs. So, to get started, we are going to be going to accomp.world once again. It should be just like this, but if it's not translated, just click always translate Russian and then just click English. So let's go to Problems Archive, which is right here, and this way it should go. Last time we solved a plus b and a game. Now we are going to be solving. Now we're going to be solving number 2 and number 3. So these are a little bit harder problems. Number 2 is harder, so we're going to be doing number 3 first. So let's open number 3, 5 times 5. 5 is 25, which is just 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so basically how it works is what you want to read is Vasya and Peta study in the same class at school. Recently, Peta told Vasya about a clever way to square natural numbers and then pat in 5. Now, Vasya can easily square two-digit, and even some three-digit numbers ending in 5. The method is as follows. To square a number ending in 5, it is to multiply the number obtained from the original by crossing out the last 5 by the next number in order. Then all that remains is to add 25 to the result on the right. For example, in order to square the number 125, it is enough to multiply 12 by 13 and add 25. Adding the number 25 to the number 12 times 13, which is 156, we get the result 15625, and i.e. 1,125 squared equals 1,15625. Write a program that squares a number ending in 5 so that Vasya can test his skills. Okay, so basically what we have to do here is just square a number, right? Yeah. So first let's open Visual Studio Code and let's just make a new file, and we're gonna name that full Python course lesson 8 underscore 0003.py. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? We are going to be solving by numbers. So to do that, by files. So how do you read a txt file? So first, let's just make a input and output txt file like this. There's input and output txt. They all have to be uppercase because we're going to be submitting this. And let's write, so an input txt is going to be an input and your output is going to be the answer. So in the input, let's write just a 5. So we have to find 5 squared. Now, how do we read input txt? First, we have to do with open. To read it, we just have to do file, make a variable equals open, and then the file we want to write, which is input txt, and then we want to write what is our format. We want to read it, so we're just going to write R. Okay, so now we can read it. So now after we do our stuff, which is going to be right here, I'm just going to write comments, which is what we're going to be doing here. But we always have to close it like this, file.close. Always, or else it's going to be opened. To not write file.close, we can just do a with open, then the same thing, input dot txt. If I'm going a little bit too fast, you can just um, make it slower. Input txt r, and then the variable is going to be as, and then the variable file. Oops, file. Okay, so what do we do now? Right now we're gonna read the file inside. Remember, always these things, always two dots. So to do this, we're gonna write. So there's two ways to read it. The first way is to just read. So file. So let's make a variable and file dot read. So this just read. So this just reads. So if we have like, for example, like that, then we have like that, then it's gonna read every single one that's here. So it's gonna read everything. What if we want to only read the first line, then the second line, the third line, and the fourth line? Then we're gonna do read line. So if we do this, b equals file dot read line 2 times, the first A is gonna read the first line, this one. Then the second one, oh look, we read the first one. That means we're gonna go to the second line. So it's gonna read this line, and then that one, and then that one. So that's what it does. We're gonna be using a equals file dot read line today. We can also use read, but let's just use read line because we can only have one digit, one line, so just like that. Okay, so now we have to. So right now it's gonna be a string. So it's gonna be like this. How do we fix that? That's right. Put in an int. Integer. Okay, there we go. So A is going to be our number. Now, we want to make the number squared. So how do we do that? Let's just make a variable answer, which is going to be ants, which is just going to be the answer. And what do? We're just going to do A, then two of these things. That's going to make it, that's going to do a square. That's just going to do a, power, and then 2. So a to the power of 2, and then we could just do with open output txt because we want to write in it now, and we want to do w, which stands for write, as file, and then we're just going to do file dot write here, and we're just going to do string ants because we can't put in here just a normal int. It has to be a string. So let's run this, and if we get it, it does nothing because we have to save our input txt. So now let's run it. It still doesn't do it. Why? Because when we are doing this, when we're writing, so let's just print ants. Print ants. Just like that. It's gonna do 25, but why doesn't it write it? Well, look at this. Because we didn't save it again. Now if we do that, it will do 25. Now you can just delete the print right here. So now let's try another of the test. So let's try 75. So just put that in here, save it, run that, and boom, look at that, it's the right answer. So now that 2 is right, we can just save the program. We can go to Google Chrome, back to here. Now you can just register right here. Whoopsies. Remember, you're supposed to always translate it. So you can just click, so up here there's supposed to be registration button up here where my watermelon, my blue watermelon, or whatever you see it, it will be up here. And then your username will be up here. I don't know why it's unknown, it's just I don't know. It's just unknown. So now what we want to do is, as you see, there's a solution source code file, and you want to click choose file, and you want to click full Python course and full Python course lesson 8 0003. So let's select that and let's send it. And now there we go. If it says accepted, that means you are right. We did the program correctly. So as you see, it says accepted. That means that's it. It's correct. So if you get a compilation error or wrong answer as the red things, that means you have to go look at the code again and see if it's right. This is my answer. If you want to pause the video right here and see the answer. But you can also do it yourself. And that's going to be it for the third problem. Now we're going to go to the problems archive once again. And we're going to click sum. Now this is the hard one, okay? So this is the hard one. So basically you need to calculate the sum of the integers located between the numbers 1 and n inclusive. Okay, so how do I do this? Now, you're probably wondering, how do I do this? So when you do this, you want to actually go and do ifs. So we will need ifs in here. So let's go to Visual Studio Code. Let's make a new file. Full Python course lesson. And then we want to do lesson 8. And then we want to do 0002.py. So we want to close all of these, and let's make the readings once again, and we're gonna count from 1 to 5. So let's just save that. Command S or Control S, and open, and we want to open input.txt once again. Input.txt, and we want to do R because we're reading it as file. And we're going to read the first line, which is, and it's only one digit, so we are going to be doing int, and we're just going to do file dot read the line. There we go. Okay, so now we read. So now we need an if here. We have to use a for. Now, first, what if, now it says from 1 to 0. So let's open Pinsa. And what if our first, let's say it's 5. So that means the answer should be 15 because it's just going to be 6 times, just kidding. It's going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, I don't want to write by hand. I just don't like it. I'm just making a new file. Boom. There we go. So let's write, oh my god, it's so small. Whoop that higher. Oh my god, why is it so small? It's like a giant. Oh my god. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, so first, we are going to be writing that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, we know that equals 10. And then 10 plus 5 equals 15. So that means that should just be 15. So we're going to do 4, but what if it is a 0? What if it's going to be 0? Then we have to go from 1 to 0. So it's just going to be 1 plus 0. So, and that's going to be 1. So if the input is 0, then it's just going to be 1. Okay? If the input is going to be 1, then it's going to be 1 plus 1, which equals 0. Yeah, that's how it works. Or, actually, no. it has to go from 1 to 1, which is just 1. So the answer should be 1 for 1. So let's make a file. If a equal to 0, what if it's equal to 0? Then we're just, also let's make an ants on top, just in case. Ants equals 0. Then if a equals 0, then we're just going to do ants equals 1. Now we're going to do an elif. Elif, what if a is negative? What if a is negative? So do that as a. What if it's negative? What if it's like that? Then it's supposed to do, let's just say it's minus 2. So it's supposed to be minus 2 plus minus 1 plus 0 plus 1. So first we're going to count minus 2 plus minus 1. That's just going to be equal to minus 3. Because plus doesn't matter, so it's just minus 1. Plus is minus 1. So that's going to be minus 3. And minus 3, we have to also add 1. So that's going to be minus 3 plus 1, which equals minus 2. So that means that's supposed to be just minus 2. Now what if we have minus 3? Minus 3 plus minus 2 plus minus 1 is going to be equal to, so let's just count minus 3 plus minus 3, which equal to minus 6. So that means that minus 6 plus 1 equals to 5. So first, as you see, we just need to add all of the negative numbers, and then we just want to do 1 at the end. So to do that, we just have to so first, we're going to make a 4. So for I in range, and we want to do it from 1 to. So there's going to be 3 digits. The first one is going to be the start. The second one is going to be the end, which we want to put A. And then the last one is going to be the steps, which is just going to be 1, but we don't have to because it's already A. But it's not going to be A because A is negative. Remember that. We want to do ABSA. What ABSA is it just turns A to a plus number. So if it's minus 6, then it's going to be 6. And then we want to do plus 1 because the end is going to go from 1 all the way up to, so if it's going to be 6, it's going to go from 1 to 5. But we need to go from 1 to 6. So we're going to do it from 1 to 6. So that's going to be 7. So then it's going to go from 1 to 6. So we're going to just do this and boom. So now we're just going to do answer plus equals I. So I remember just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the end, just kidding, it's not I, it's minus I. Because remember, the answer is negative. Yes, we're adding negative numbers, not, yeah. And then we just want to do here and plus 1, plus equals 1. Okay, so what are we going to do here now? Now we're going to just add an else for positive numbers, which is going to be 4, I in range, just normal, 1, 2, A. And we're just going to do ants plus equals 1 plus equals 1. That's it. Plus equals I. So usually I just do A right here. So you could just do I plus 1, but it's up to you. So I'm just going to do it like this. And now we're just going to write with open. Now we want to write it with open output.txt w, which is right, as file. And here we're gonna write here we're just gonna write um, file dot write, and we're just gonna write string ants. That's it. And now if we run it with 5, it's gonna give us 15. But what if we get -2? It should give us -2. -2, I meant. Or whatever you want to call it. Whoopsies. Just clicked on my keyboard accidentally. Or my cat just went on my keyboard and just clicked it. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It's -2. Amazing. So if we get -1, it's just supposed to be -1 plus 1, which is supposed to be 0. -1 should be 0. Run this, and there we go. Look at that, it's 0. So now this is going to be the answer to our number 2 problem. So let's go to Google Chrome and choose file and just click, whoopsies, select, and we're going to select the second one, not the third one, remember that. And we're going to send it, and it's running, and there we go, it's accepted. So when it's accepted, that's it. You have finished these 2 problems and all, and that's gonna be it for our lesson number 8. See you in the next lesson. Bye.